Good morning. Good morning. Uh, and it's very important to learn about our emotions. And emotions are a very the integral part of our life. That's the very essence, the very important thing, ingredient of our life, the main thing of our life, because it's the emotion that plays, and it makes the difference in our life. Now, after some times, so basically, when I was reading through what is emotions, then I read something, that's surprising. Emotions are a pattern, you know. It's just a pattern. Emotions are just a pattern. You see, sadness, is an excuse to feel, sadness. It's an excuse, to feel that pattern. You feel sad. You know, that's how it is. Emotions are all pattern because we just have. Sometimes you just realize, sometimes even the big thing happens, we don't feel sad, right? We just navigate through that situation very easily. But whereas some other day, we just get into that pattern of feeling sadness, and even a small problem, that will bog us, that will bog us like anything. That's very rare, and that is where we have to understand our emotional pattern. Very important thing, emotional pattern. The if you understand how mind works, and if you understand the pattern, so why you feel the same feeling, when it's going back to that pattern of feeling the same thing, and it comes, that pattern, we don't understand that pattern so easily, because it has come through our childhood days, through our environment, through our belief system, through the inputs we get from our parents, friends, family, teachers, from number of sources. We would have concretized a particular emotional pattern. So to break that, means some people are so engrossed in the emotional pattern that they don't know. If you ask what is the opposite of sadness, they won't be able to tell that it's happiness. When you say that uh, someone is helpless, he's feeling helpless, it's not the opposite should be helpful. They will say something else, because that word would have never been built in their system, because they are running into one emotional pattern, and that is jiggling them around. So emotion is a pattern. Okay, you have to be very cautious, and we should not solve the problem. We cannot solve a particular emotion. Means you have an emotional, you have a pattern of feeling sad always, that you cannot solve easily. So what do? You evolve. You force change, how you feel. You force yourself to feel happy. For sometimes, for some few days, say around for next, make it a schedule, for next 10 days, I'll force myself to feel happiness. Slowly the pattern will build, because that's a habit, that has to be built over elasticity. So you'll have to force build emotional pattern slowly, slowly. Even if something happens, you'll have to neglect, this happens, and I can get rid of it. So that is very important, that build up. So if you can build that emotion slowly over the period of time, uh, that then you'll automatically love the environment, culture, that's how, the emotion has to be built. Otherwise you will be addicted to one particular emotion. You will just be addicted to one particular emotion. So the crisis and opportunity has nothing to do with the emotions. You are in some crisis, somebody dies in your family, or you lost some wealth. That actually has nothing to do with the emotions, but you already have the pattern. That particular situation will amplify that pattern, n number of times, suppose say around 10 times. So that particular environment will just trigger the already existing pattern. So you have to be careful about the pattern. You should know, yes, I'm slipping back to that particular pattern of feeling sad. I'm slipping back to the pattern of feeling helpless. That's where the energy has to be. Uh, the and whenever you want to change, whenever you think that particular pattern is not working for you, so you have to, what is this, these are the simple things that you have to do, few steps. First step is to identify your mind, that particular pattern. What is the pattern that you're sipping into, what's the pattern you're going into, after when you have, whenever you have the emotional feelings, what is the pattern that you're going into, to understand that pattern. It's very important. And then the second is to step is to question the patterns. Means lot of things, lot of emotions are useful. We don't all emotions are, if you become emotionless, then you are a stone. Emotions will be there, and most of the emotions are useful. Suppose you feel anxiety to do something. Yes, I have to do something, I have to do something. That is very good. That will keep your energy working. That will motivate you to do something, that I must do something. As you achieve something and you're not happy and you want to achieve more, that emotions, if you can sustain, that's really good. That is a type of anxiety actually. So such things you need not get rid of that emotions. But you have an emotion of feeling happens. Oh, I'm always like this. Things are not working in my life. I'm weak. If that is there, then that you have to change slowly. So the first thing is to identify the mind pattern which is not beneficial to you. Now, when you identify the mind pattern, and you know which one you want to sustain, you want to keep, and which one you want to change. So whenever you sip into that particular emotions, so don't solve that emotions. Don't solve. Just do the opposite of it. If you don't want to feel sad, feel happy. Just trigger yourself. Go to the bathroom, shout, put a music, and dance for some time. Dance alone, shout. Don't be very stingy in showing your happiness. Be open. Just dance, liberate yourself. And do that. Be learn to be helpful for yourself. When you're sad, be happy. When you're angry, calm down. Sit somewhere, calm. Why am I angry? Question it. You know, you know. This is very important. Suppose you put a mastic on a, you have to build the environment, right? Suppose you put a mastic on a wall, it is going to just nothing's going to burn. But if you just put the mastic on a diesel, it will catch the fire immediately. You'll have to build that diesel in yourself. You have to build that medium, so that something will work in you. And that to build the medium, you have to push yourself. Push a little bit harder. So that's very important. When you are conditioned to change, when you accept that you can change, then only you can change. Suppose someone in your family is having a problem, or he doesn't want to change, and you want to force him. That cannot happen. It's the individual, that the lust or the individual energy that has to come there. I'll change something, I'll be better, I'll be a better person. If that individual, it's coming from within you, it's very simple. It's very simple. Your first biggest hurdle is yourself. If you just feel yourself that I can change, you can. And whenever you see someone in your family is having problems, some of your friend is having a problem, emotional problem, it's first you have to control your emotion. You have to come into that stretchers, and then you can really solve the problem. So so you must change. You must change. You must know the priority. Health, relationship, career, money. All these things are very important. Very important in life. You cannot neglect one to be successful. You cannot become financially successful and say I'm happy. No, you cannot. Just one thing cannot make you happy. It has to be HRCM all. Health, relationship, career, money. All these things has to be synchronized and in a very perfect direction. That's life. That's the goal of life. That is where you will be optimally satisfied. Otherwise, some people achieve a lot of health, a lot of money, still they are not satisfied. Some people have a very good health, still they are not satisfied. Some have good relationships, still they don't it doesn't make sense, because when there's a good relationship, you need money also to sustain that. So all these things has to be balanced. So to balance that, you have to control your emotions. Emotions is a pattern. So identify the pattern that's not working for you. Identify, you will, because it's very tough one to identify, because you will also not realize that this particular pattern is bogging me. So if you just try to identify which pattern is not helping you, then you can really work on it. You can change by doing exact opposite of this, means from evolving from that pattern. As soon as you sip into that pattern, you can evolve to the next extent. So that's what I want to talk this Sunday. So this is what I'm learning, and it's really helping me for a few days, and I'm just doing better now. So it's an advice that I received, that I'm going to share to you guys, whoever is willing to listen to me. So have a good weekend. Learn about your emotions. It's a very important thing. I will still learn, and life is a process for learning and working. Let's have a good week, wonderful days ahead, and all be a winner. My wishes for everybody: have a good weekend, have a best life ever, make yourself the best person you can have. Touch the neck.